Inland Sports.
And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show, fresh off a Citrus Hill tournament title. It is Arlington head coach on the boys' side, Kevin Watson. And Coach, first off, is that 4 Citrus Hill titles in a row now?
Yeah, fourth one and the 3rd year in a row versus Citrus Hill in the final.
Man, that is a rivalry, and now we actually get to see that in league play now. I'm excited for that you guys are I mean, you're already rivals, but now we get to see you guys play in league play in a couple of weeks too, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I agree on you where I want to see these guys another 2 times. But yeah, the Ivy League was in full display because obviously we had Valley View in the semifinals, and then you have Citrus in the finals, and now we all got to beat up on each other during conference play. So it should be fireworks, man.
All right, and correct me if I'm wrong too. I do want to talk about the tournament, but I think you have Valley View. Is it next week? Like league play already begins, and I think it was like a 3-3 match against the Eagles at the tournament.
Yeah, we open up Ivy League at home on the 19th. Versus Valley View. Yeah. So talk about just like a massive task. And what a way to open up our return to the Ivy League.
All right, Coach, let's go back to the tournament because we had a chance to talk before the season began. And you said, obviously this team has some talent, but there's a lot of young players that really going to have to step up. You lost some really good players, to graduation from last season's team, that went to the Open Division Championship. Are you pleasantly surprised? Like, what do you think of this squad so far through the first couple of matches in that Citrus Hill title?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, when we're down 2-0 at Valley View, I was like, okay, this is who we are, right? But I think the message for the boys has been pretty straightforward. Just on, we talked about changing the narrative a little bit. I think what we're seeing is, everybody's just thinking, hey, Arlington's done. We had a massive class graduate and an amazing class of boys. But, what I've been preaching is like, guys, DNA is forever. Culture is something that is concrete in us and something that we preach. And, I tell them it's not always the most talented kids. It's the kids that, buy in. And I think they saw that in the Valley View game. We had some things on our side, but, they had some grit and some adversity. And, I think, as long as we can continue on that path, we're going to be a tough team. And I think we have changed the narrative. I think pros saying, okay, yeah, right. Arlington had an unbelievable year last year, unbelievable class. But I'm like, hey, man, don't forget about who we are. We have the DNA, and we have a culture of great kids, a great campus. And, I think that needs to be, shown with this next group of boys.
Mm-hmm. Coach, is it safe to say that, being a couple goals down to Valley View and coming back to earn that 3-3 draw, was that in some respect a little more impressive than even winning that championship match? Take Citrus Hill out of the equation, but just winning the championship match 3-1, but seeing your team fall down by a couple of goals, but having that resiliency to battle back, to really show you something, like you said, like, oh, is this who we're going to be this year? And they corrected the course and they came out with a draw.
While you're saying that, I'm getting chills in my arms just because it's like, I told them this is why you play high school athletics. You get these moments underneath the lights with your friends, and with us in Valley View, I memean, we've done that so many times. It's either them, us. I feel like it's such a respected, rivalry amongst the two of us and the staffs. And Cush is back on staff with Valley View, so there's a little history there because when I first started, that's who the head coach was, but they also have an alumni assistant coach like Coach. But yeah, I was really, really proud of the boys, to answer your question, just because we could have easily folded, given it up. And what's funny is we went down 2-0, we tie it 2-2, and then we actually went down 3-2 on another mistake, and then we were able to equalize at the death. And it just shows what you can do when you're committed, and you hold your teammates accountable and just keep on fighting. And we try to preach on being a gritty group, and that's all it was, because we didn't play to our best, but that's credit to Valley View and what they do. They're a very talented group, but I was very, very happy to come through with that. And then we had a freshman come up with 2 massive saves and the penalty shootout. So but that's a testament to the boys. They bought in and they deserved their effort, because at one point I was like, man, this is gonna be one of those nights, right? We're gonna have to chalk this one up and use this as a learning tool. And then all of a sudden it flipped. And now we're talking about a night to remember so far, probably their best memory thus far for their high school senior year.
You know, Coach, with so many young players playing critical roles, is this non-league portion of the season, these early season tournaments, are they even more important this season just so you can find out what you got and get these guys, you know, some significant minutes out there?
Yeah, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I got Harvard Westlake, Modern Day, Los Al. I don't know. Some people are like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I just we used to never be able to get these games, and now we can. So I think, you know, what we've decided as a group and speaking to my leaders is we want to play these big, you know, marquee games versus the private schools. And we want to be that program in the Inland Empire and particularly Riverside where, you know, student athletes that want to play these games, we're going to get them. We're going to get them because of respect and what some of our alumni have done. I think obviously winning, you know, definitely builds confidence. So that was a good start for Citrus Hill. But I also, by design, when I put these teams in the schedule, I was thinking, hey, we got to be ready for the Ivy League. I think this Ivy League is going to be by far the best league in our region in regards to the Inland region. It's hard to argue between you start looking at the teams that are in this conference. But so my hope is these non-conference games will get us prepared for what will be critical moments versus the entire Ivy League.
Yeah, I didn't know Coach Cush was back at Valley View. When I came onto the scene in the IE, which was like 2011, 2012, I think he was the head coach there. And Valley View was like one of the top programs in the IE. He had some really good teams.
Oh, yeah, man. He definitely was extremely successful when I first hit the scene. And, you know, it was, I mean, Valley View forever has been – you know, an absolute gem of a program with talent, and you know, excited to see him back helping out. But I think it's, you know, it's only going to be a benefit for them. So just another added layer to the depth of what the Ivy League is going to see this year.
And Coach, I'm not trying to leave anybody out, but obviously Citrus Hill, it's well documented what they've been able to do. Great program. We just saw Poly win the Norta Vista tournament that was going on at the same time. So, I mean, the Ivy League, we've talked about this too. At least in my book, the toughest league in all of the Inland Empire. I mean, it might be one of the toughest in the southern section.
Yeah, I was talking to my admin today, you know, AD and our principal. It's like, the success of the Citrus Hill tournament is excellent, and I'm so proud. But I mean, we could be the fourth seed in the Ivy League. I mean, I think everybody is. I think I would say, you know, they're respectfully just going into and say, guys, every game is going to be like a final because of the depth of the league. You know, I mean, even Hemet and Paloma Valley, you look at them historically and what they've done, they're going to be strong too. So. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited to get the Poly rivalry back. That was my matchup when I was a student here at Arlington. So I think it's important for the students. And you see it at the football games. Those in-city rivalries are the best games, you know, especially between RESD schools, just because there's so many friendships and so many connected families and family trees that are connected to the schools. And I'm glad that we're able to at least bring one of those back.
Oh, it's going to be awesome, man. I cannot wait for league play. And we don't have to wait very long because, as we just mentioned, next week you guys will take on Valley View to kick off Ivy League play. That is Arlington head coach Kevin Watson here on the Inland Sports Show. Coach, thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it. And congrats on that Citrus Hill title.
Absolutely, Pep. Great seeing you, and hope to see you soon.
All right, that's Kevin Watson, the head coach of the Arlington boys soccer team here on the Inland Sports Show.